Hey, what's up, yo? It's Noka 2 here with another comic haul. First of always, I want to thank everyone who is taking their time to watch my videos and post a comment if you have. I appreciate it. Um, let's just get started. I thought I'd do another quick video here with some books that I found while traveling for work and a special purchase I got off of eBay. So let's just get started. So here we have a book I found for $1. Future State Wonder Woman #1, cover B, Jenny Frison, first appearance of um, Yara Floor. I haven't read this book, but I believe that's her on the cover. Um, you know, sometimes when you go to, or at least for me, when I go to LCS's, you'll see large volumes of books that the LCS may have purchased from a comics shop that closed down, and they'll have new books in there. And I always thumb through there. Usually there's nothing really major key, but there might be a cool cover that I want. And I've got multiple copies of this one because I love Jenny Frison covers. And usually they're not bagged and boarded, but if they're in, crispy shape, then I'll go ahead and pick it up for $1. And this one was the case. I got these $1 piece. This is Batman #77, The Death of Alfred Pennyworth, which this is a second print because it's got this red background here. You know, it's funny is when this book came out, Batman is one of my pull books, and I'm really behind in reading comics. I didn't know they killed off Pennyworth in this issue, so I only had the one copy. It was sold out immediately, and glad to have my one copy. Batman is one of DC's most highly printed books, and but when I saw second prints for $1 a piece, I thought, hey, let me pick that up. Usually the print run is a little lower. It still commands, for $1, it's still like a $8 to $10 book. Second print particularly goes for a little bit more, and I'm actually surprised that Alfred is still dead. I mean, in the book, if you read it, it looks like he's dead. Bane snaps his neck, so I'm not sure how you come back from that unless they say it was a doppelganger or something and he was dead. But so I'm not sure what to say about that. He's dead. Now this I did get for cover price. Daredevil #1, second printing. Was that volume 7 or 8? I can't say enough about Chip Zdarsky. Chip Zdarsky. His run on Daredevil, the writing is exceptional. If you haven't been reading it, it's a great series. This book I wanted to show because it's Jeff DeCall, and it's a gorgeous cover. I mean, I love Jeff DeCall's work. He's a great cover artist. And what I wanted to say about it is don't sleep on Jeff DeCall. I think his work is becoming more and more recognized, and he's going to be a popular artist in years to come. It's funny is that Peach Momoko became hot, and she's kind of been like a fad. I know there was a lot of controversy recently with her New York Comic-Con convention signing, but I think she got oversaturated, and some of her work is hit or miss for me. Some of them I think she has some gorgeous covers, but now I think she's just producing too much, in my opinion. It's not as what I want to say, eye-catching original as it used to be when it first came out. But to give you an example, that's cover A, Jeff DeCall. This was a Jenny Frison Batman the movie cover B with Jenny Frison. Great looking cover, right? Of Zoe Kravitz, right? I think that's he played Catwoman. Great looking cover. I got a couple of copies of that. But the Jeff DeCall, I mean, with Catwoman, that's a gorgeous cover. That's a gorgeous cover too. All those were cover price. Just another couple of cover buys. I can't remember. I think this is Nagu is how you say it. But I love this cover too, a Starfire. Got a couple of those. Great looking cover. Kind of looks more like the Titans series Starfire, but still a gorgeous cover. Love the green on that. Then you have another cover by I think this is Sokiyama, Catwoman 46. It's okay. She has another cover coming up that's on fire. I did pre-order that. This, I think, is a gorgeous cover by Art Germ, classic, swimsuit cover of, Supergirl. Great looking cover, right? This is one that I think you just hold on to. This is never, because it's highly printed. This isn't going to be a $100 book or anything, but, I could see this going to, $20 easily in a few years. Right now it's still cover price. Great looking cover, beautiful Supergirl, for all the right reasons. And then in the same month he did this issue with Supergirl and Batgirl. Also World Finest #1 variant with Batgirl and Supergirl in there. Great looking cover. Also, Batgirl and Supergirl look great. Art Germ cover. Another one of those books that, probably very highly printed. Not a $100 book by any means, but you hold on to it for a few years. I can see that easily being a $20 book. That's all I want to say about that. But great looking cover. I buy them for the cover. Maybe down the line I'll flip one or one of those books, but not something that I bought as an investment. Obviously, you don't buy one extra book for an investment, but in my opinion. All right. This I got for $1. Sleepwalker #1. I hate. I've said this before in a previous video where I find these for $1. I cannot believe this book is worth anything, but it's a respectable, $15, $20 book. This was one of the books that I bought in college, I believe, and I'm like, I read it and I was like, oh man, I cannot believe I wasted $1 on this book. And this and Fool Killer and I think Nomad were some books that I picked up that I thought, man, this is a waste of my hard-earned, limited resources at the time. And one of the reasons why I severely backed down on my comic collecting during that time, because these books were terrible, I thought. Now Sleepwalker, we're talking, almost 40 years later, 30 years later. It's now a $20 book. What are you gonna do? Well, I have it bagged in Mylar, so I'll show it. Batman, White Knight Presents Red Hood. One of the Sean Murphy universes. I like all of those, Sean Murphy books. Great storytelling. He's really making a nice little realm, alternate, universe for DC. Now, I did pay, at the time. I went out of town for work, and I got this book for $4. This is Doctor Strange 381, the first appearance of Bats, the dog. It's a 1 in 10 McCone headshot variant. I didn't have it, $4. I didn't find a lot of stuff that day. $4 is essentially cover price, I believe. It's a $3.99 cover. So I have different I have the other covers of 381, but I didn't have this one, so I was like, $4, I'll buy that. Now these next books I got for roughly cover price. This is the Greg Smallwood variant of Damnation. Number 1, Doctor Strange. Number 2, obviously, is the Money book with the first appearance of the New Midnight Suns. I have that too. On this, I think I paid $8 for that, which I thought was reasonable. I wanted to get that because it's a connecting cover variant, and I think I was missing only this cover for the connecting covers. I've got to look and see my other ones. Then this was cover price, $4. Is that cover price? Yeah, $3.99 was cover price. It's the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. cover variant, number 2. Doctor Strange Damnation, number 3. And then number 4. Now, I got all these books. I got 3 and 4, really, even though I have multiple copies of that. It's to complete a run 1 through 4, so that I had complete sets. Not sure if there's anything else to say about that. I'll show this just because I have it out bag. Strange Academy number 17. I actually was under the impression that the series was ending at 15, that they were graduating. I guess I was wrong. And then Strange Academy number 17, a peach Momoko cover. Nice looking cover, you know. Daredevil number 2, Legacy 650, Chip Zdarsky. Again, great storyline. This is volume, I guess, 7. Now these I got for $1 a piece, which is cover price actually. But to find them now for $1 is kind of rare. This is Thor versus Hulk, True Believers number 1. True Believers number 1, Amazing Fantasy reprint. Avengers number 4. And then the Mighty Thor number 1. Now, you know, I'm not going to say much about that, but I will tell you this. Look them up. To find these books for $1 all day long. Well worth buying for $1. Even well worth buying for $2. $3, $4. Probably worth buying. If you look them up, you know, near mint copies for any one of these books. $1 is a steal. $4, $5, not a bad price either. So that's all I'm going to say about those. Those are definitely worth picking up if you see them for cheap, even though they're reprints, even though there's facsimile for that one. I don't think there's a facsimile for these yet. They will come, but don't leave them if you see them. Let's just say that. I got this Daredevil number 4 for the variant cover because I couldn't pre-order it. It was sold out, so I couldn't get that online. And then I got this also because it was sold out. Ghost Rider number 7, Mario Wolf cover variant, first appearance of Exhaust. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. First appearance of Exhaust. I mean, if you see that book, I would pick it up. Now, the next few books I want to show are the reason for the video. I don't know how many times I've gone into Goodwills looking for books. Thrift shops looking for books. Never find anything. Never find anything worth buying. Pawn shops, thrift shops, Goodwill, Salvation Armies. I've never found a book worth buying. You watch on YouTube and people will post it. They'll show stuff. I know a local guy that found a just incredible collection at a Goodwill. And I mean, that included, you know, Amazing Spider-Man 129 that he got graded at an 8.5. I mean, just some incredible books. that all graded and made them worth thousands of dollars a piece. And I don't go very often, and a friend of mine has a has a relative that works at a Goodwill, and she knows that I collect comics, and so she has been on the lookout for comics, and any comics that come in, they'll buy them and you know give them to me. And these next three books that I'm going to show are high grade, VF plus, near mint minus. When she initially gave me a set of books, it's probably about 40 comics. They're all kid books. We'll say kiddie kind of younger audience books. Like this book here, not really worth anything. Tiny Titans #2. I think there was 1 through 5 in that. It's very fine. Near mint minus. There were books like Fat Man Strikes 31. Clearly, it was some kid collection, probably. Number 48. Again, nothing highly valuable. Probably dollar bin books everywhere. But there were 3 books in there that I wanted, that I'd been on the lookout for quite some time that I couldn't find. I've looked on eBay, and there are not really many listings for it. I didn't want to pay some of the prices that people are asking for it. But one of them is Teen Titans Go Volume 1, number 54, second to the last issue. And I've been looking for that book for some time. I've got almost a complete Volume 1 through, I can't remember, but I know I didn't have 54 and I didn't have 55. And to find that in a Goodwill that was given to me, I can't say how appreciative I was of the gift. When I was going through it, I was like, "Oh, that's nice. Thank you for the books." And then I'm going through it, and I'm just looking at them. And she gave them to me at work, and I'm like, she left them on my desk, and I'm going through it. And I told her thank you, and I started going through it, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, I've been looking for this book forever." And there it was, 54, and then this book here, 55, Teen Titans Go, Volume 1, the last issue in the series. I mean, there are not a lot of sales of that book. There are not a lot of books that I ever see come up. That book is a ghost for me. Anything that is listed is like way overpriced in my opinion. Or is it? I don't know. But to get that is basically an random act of kindness, 54 and 55 from a Goodwill. I just can't say enough. So that was just great. And then this book here, which was the only Batman Adventures book. This is Batman Adventures 2003. It's not number 12, first appearance of Harley Quinn. But it is an iconic cover. And again, this was free to me. Batman Adventures number 3, Harley Quinn, Joker kissing Harley Quinn. I mean, graded, 9.6 is $100. Easy $100. This is a high grade book. This is VF near mint minus. I don't even think there were any spine ticks in this book. I mean, it's a sharp, but there was this like these creases, slight crease right there that could easily be pressed out. Again, I don't press my comics, but just to have that in my collection, I can't say enough how nice that was to be given that book. And then the last 4 books I want to show, I got in at LCS. I was out of town. I was visiting a friend actually in the hospital out of town. And so I stopped at there was a LCS like 2 miles from the hospital that I decided to check in on. And found 3 books at this LCS. Red Sonja number 18, early Jenny Frizen. There is like I think there's a spine tick in here. Yeah, down. If you can see it, it's right there, where my thumb was. So that, I mean, that's a beautiful book. This is from 2015, early Jenny Frison. He had several other Red Sonja covers by Jenny Frison. I debated about it, whether to get them all. This was, I think this was $18, which is the going rate for this book. I mean, it's not overpriced, it's not underpriced. It's the right price for the condition. I don't see this book often, particularly in the wild. So I was like, yeah, I'll buy it. I was in the mood to buy some books. And then he had these. These I had already. He had the he did. He had the complete run of Adam Hughes' Zatanna and covers. And you know, he had 15 and 16. I have all of the issues. But like I said, if I can find, you know, cheap cover copies, you know, of the Adam Hughes covers that I want to have duplicates of, I will buy them. And so this is Zatanna number 11. This is, I think, an underrated Adam Hughes cover, given time. I know the Zatanna movie just got canceled by DC for HBO Max. But that's a beautiful cover by Adam Hughes for Zatanna. I love the demon coming out on the side there. And, you know, I mean, what else is there to say? $30. That's the going rate. It's not, again, not underpriced, not overpriced. This is a very nice near mint, crispy copy. Looks great in Mylar. There's no spine ticks, no indentations. Very well preserved book. I thought that was a fair price for $30. And then this issue here, I think, is, you know, Adam Hughes, the number 15 and 16 gets a lot of hype. Those are the, you know, most sought after of the Zatannas. But I think 11 and this book here are underrated. Number 14 of Zatanna in the library with the whatever monster coming out after her. Also another very high grade book. Near mint minus. Beautiful cover. He had $14 on this book, which I thought was a fair price for the condition. 15 he had 100, and 16 he had 130. I have multiple copies of number 16. The copy he had was not in as high grade for the three that I have. I have a graded 9.6 that I bought. I have a really pristine copy of 15 with no spine ticks. The one that he had for $100 had, because it's an all black cover, it had quite a few, you know, small spine ticks that did break color. So I didn't think it was worth $100. I did look it up on eBay while I was there to see what it was going for. And a VF copy of that book was going for $75 to $80. And so he doesn't, the owner just doesn't come down on his prices. He'll sell that book, I'm sure, in the city that he was in. There's a lot of comic collectors. He'll sell that easily. I think he'll sell that for $100. If it's still there in a month, which I'll be surprised. Because as we know, Zatanna at the end, even with the Adam Hughes covers, were under 20,000. And, you know, there are a lot of Adam Hughes fans. And the last book I want to show to finally cross this off my list came from, I think it was from Canada. It was a raw book. And it was an auction. And I've been after this book for a while. This is a 9.6 easy, could be even a 9.8 if graded, which I won't send off for grading. But the Dirty Pair cover variant, Adam Hughes, gorgeous book. Multiple homages to it. You know, AH is hidden over here. So I was watching it. It was an auction that had no minimum bid. When I got in on the bid, I started at my first bid was for 100. It stayed below 100 for several days. Near the end of the auction, it started going up. After I bidded 100, there was a buy it now for 200, and when I first put my bid in, it was at 40, and I don't know if eBay takes away the best buy it now offer at a certain point. But on the last day of the auction, maybe even before the last day, maybe it was the second to the last day, I was like, the price had gone up to $100, $101, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to buy that for 200. But when I went to look to buy it now, it was gone. And so then I had to get in on the auction because I thought this was a great copy. I was able to win this for a $183 plus shipping. So in the end, I did get it for just under 200. I think with taxes and shipping, it was like 202, 202, 203 US dollars. And I was more than happy to pay that price for this book. So that's one more of my Adam Hughes that I want to get. The two that I think I will get is Spider-Gwen #1. I think it's a 1 in 100 Adam Hughes. And then the Teen Titans #75. The other comic that I want is the Kill Pop Kickstarter comic that I don't think I'll ever get. They're hard to come by, and I'm not sure I'd pay $2,000 for that book. But there it is, 30 pair #1 Adam Hughes variant, gorgeous cover. So happy to add it in my collection. Thanks for watching. Peace.